Chapter 3. Now in this chapter we're going to learn more about Max's mother. This is a good chapter. Max dribbled the football along the dusty path to the cottage, remembering the first time the caja de sorpresa, that surprise box with the clown popping out unexpectedly, had opened. He was in the second grade, playing marbles in the dirt on the playground with a new boy after school. All the other children had gone home. A teacher sat nearby, waiting with them. "My mamma is always late," said the boy. "Where's yours?" Max frowned. "She lives far away." "Where?" Max shrugged. Why hadn't Papa told him? The boy laughed. "You don't know where your own mother lives?" The teacher jumped up and quickly pulled the boy aside and whispered something to him. Solemnly, seriously, the boy nodded and returned to the marble game. "What did she say?" Max whispered. "That you're a poor, motherless child, and it's not polite to talk about her." "How come?" asked Max. Other kids had parents who didn't live with them. "She said it might make you feel sad and unworthy. Want to play tag?" They began chasing each other. Max thought about what the boy had said. It wasn't sadness he felt. It was a peculiar nothingness, tucked behind a veil of secrecy that no one was willing to lift. Not Papa, not Abuelo, not his neighbors or his teachers. What did they know that he didn't? He ran after the boy and the words echoed in his head. Poor, motherless, unworthy. Later, as he walked home with Abuelo and Papa, he asked, "Why did my mother leave? Where did she go? When is she coming back?" Papa looked startled, surprised. "Max, where is this coming from?" Max repeated what the boy had said. Papa stopped and knelt in front of him, his eyes desperate. "Please understand. I don't have all the answers. I don't know where she is, and I don't know if she's ever coming back." "Have you looked for her?" "Of course, I've never stopped looking," said Papa. So can you ask her to come home and we can be a family?" Papa sighed. "When you're older, I'll explain more. But now you and me and Abuelo," he put his hand over his heart, "we are a family." He stood and walked on. Abuelo took Max's hand. "This is a very painful subject for your father. Can you see that?" Max nodded. His eyes brimmed, filling with tears. "But I don't know anything about her. I don't remember." "How could you? You weren't even a year old when she left," said Abuelo. "Your father will share more when you're both ready. I'll talk to him. Would you like that?" Max nodded as tears rolled down his face. Did she leave because of me? Because I'm unworthy?" Abuelo pulled Max close and wiped his cheeks with his handkerchief. "Unworthy? No, you have never given anyone reason to leave. The only thing you've ever given this family is joy. If your mother could see the fine boy you are, she'd be so proud." Max leaned into Abuelo's chest. "Will I ever meet her?" "Solo mañana sabe, mijo. Only the place we know as tomorrow holds the answers." Well, that wasn't much comfort. But all the way home, Max clung to Abuelo's words and whispered, "Solo mañana sabe." Later at bedtime, when Papa came into Max's room to say goodnight, he sat on his bed. "I'm sorry I was so abrupt with you today." He stroked Max's hair. "I want you to know more about your mother. Her name is Renata Esteban Cordova, and you have her eyes." He put a leather cord with a compass in Max's hand. This belonged to her. It had been her mother's. She treasured it and wore it all the time. One day she couldn't find it anywhere and she was devastated. After she left, I found it lodged behind a drawer in the dresser. I always hoped to return it to her someday. Until then, I think she would want you to have it. It was almost dark, and Max could see Papa blinking back tears. He didn't want to cause Papa any more pain, so he didn't ask questions. He just hugged his neck. After Papa left, Max studied the silver compass with its markings for north, south, east, and west. As he turned it, the tiny needle shimmied, wiggled a little bit. Engraved on the back was an elaborate compass rose with 8 points of directions. Papa had said he didn't know if she was coming back. Was she waiting to be found? Maybe the compass would guide him toward her wherever she was, and Max could return it to her. And when she met him and realized what a fine boy he was, she might even consider coming home. Max whispered her name over and over so he could hear it rolling off his tongue. Renata, Renata, Renata. The nothingness he had felt inside for so long turned into a little something.